What's the experience been like so far?
It's been good. Just being around here, after watching it for so many years, to be able to kind of experience it and, do the whole fitting for the suit and just spend some time with these guys and, enjoy it all.
Has it kind of sunk in yet that you're here and what's going on?
Yeah, I think it's hard not to, people got cameras all over and, people want to see you, things like that. So it definitely has sank in, and it's been fun. It's been really fun.
What kind of emotions or thoughts kind of run through your mind as your day away from the draft when you just think about your basketball career and the journey you took to kind of get to this point?
Yeah, really, it makes you think about all the good, the bad, and in between, and what it took to get here, and just really the people that have kind of been influential to me and have helped me get to this point. So it's kind of just like a culmination of just growing up and maturing into an adult and starting my basketball career.
I know we've talked a lot about kind of your jump at Boise State, but from those first 2 years to the next 2 years, how do you kind of, it could have gone one of two ways, but to take the jump that you did that junior year and to get to this point, how do you kind of explain how you're able to kind of get to this point?
It just takes an extreme amount of commitment, and that's something that the decision that I made to commit myself completely to wanting to be an NBA player. And after I made that decision, really it was just doing whatever it took, and that was just putting the time in, continuing to get better. And obviously the resources that I had, being at Boise State and just working with some of the best, coaches and trainers and things like that to get me to this point. So
you kind of realize what this means for the school too, and the program that you're leaving, and being the kind of the first round pick, from in school history.
Yeah, I know it means a lot to me, but I know it means even more to the school, and it's awesome that they can experience something like that they really haven't. And just really the success of the athletic program altogether that we've had in the past couple of years. So just to add on to that kind of legacy from the time that I've been there is pretty special.
And to have Coach Rice here too, what's that mean to you that he made the trip?
Yeah, it's his first time here too, and one of his first guy to be down here for this. So like I said, it's awesome, and to have like the university and my coach experience this with me and my family, it's pretty cool.
Chandler, and some boys you're connected with the Nets, and I know they're not picking until 29, but is that way too low in your eyes? And also, what do you know about them?
No, I don't think that's I don't think it's too low. Really, it's who knows what can happen on draft night. Someone that maybe a top 3 could drop to 9, 10. So it doesn't matter really for me. I'm just focused on doing what I can to make an impact as soon as I get on whatever team I'm at, and that would be a pretty good spot. Looking at what they have to build on, and I feel like there's a lot of different places, but there's someone that I have kind of kept an eye on and seen play, and yeah.
Did you work out with them?
No, I didn't have a workout with them.
Did you work out with the Celtics at all?
I actually worked out with them after I declared my junior year.
Okay.
I didn't work out with them this year. Mm-hmm.
Did you work out with the Sixers?
I didn't, no.
Hypothetically, if you were to end up in Philadelphia, how could you see yourself fitting in with that squad?
Philly is one of the up-and-coming teams. I think they're going to be really, really good in the near future. Obviously they're oozing with talent, and missed one of their really big part of their program this past year, who I think, in Markelle, that's going to be a really good player with Simmons and Embiid, and who knows what happens in free agency. That's going to be a pretty special team for a long time, and I think that type of team deserves that.
Do you have any ties to the guys on the team?
I don't, no. I actually had some Australians on my team at my time in Boise, and they know Ben a little bit, but as for me personally, I don't.
How do you think your game is going to kind of translate to the NBA level? A lot of people say you're kind of what they're looking for. How do you think you're going to be able to slide in?
Yeah, I just, without sounding like a broken record, just versatility. I think that's super valuable. And I think at the next level I can play anywhere from the 1 to the 4, as it continues to move towards that small ball with kind of the forwards playing even up to the 5 sometimes on some teams. You see Draymond guarding 1 through 5 and playing 1 through 5, and versatility, being able to handle the ball, being able to also score, rebound, and play make. I think that's really valuable.
Your 3-point shot, I know, was one of the things you wanted to focus on last year. Where do you think that's at, and do you think there's still more room for that to grow?
As long as I'm playing basketball, I'm going to continue to improve on all the areas of my game. So that's definitely one that's got some more weight to it. Definitely knowing that there's an adjustment period to be made from the college line to the NBA line. So, but that's just with every part of my game. It's really, for me, it's just been it's been a hunger and an obsession to want to perfect all the parts of my game, and that's been number one. So, I've taken a huge jump just these past 2 months, being able to dedicate that time in the gym and really focused on initially summer league coming up once landing with the team. But I think I'm going to surprise a lot of people with my ability to, the improvements that I've made in my ability to shoot.
You mentioned that you didn't work out with the Nets. What level of communication have you had with them?
My agent has been Mark Bartleston. He's been the main guy that's communicated with all these teams. They're in that late first round range, which the boards have me at. So he mentioned that they have reached out, and it could be a spot. Who knows though?
No interviews though, or anything?
No. I didn't conduct any interviews.
Chandler, has Dame been advising you at all throughout this process?
Yeah. So he not as of late. Really, I never really want to go out and reach out to anyone. I know that, especially him, he's really busy, and he's got a lot of things that he's doing, especially this time. But throughout the season, he did. He came up the past 2 summers to work out with my assistant coach, and got to spend some time with him. And lucky enough to go spend some time. He took me over to dinner. Just kind of told me how it was like him going to last summer. How it was like being a rookie coming into the league when a lot of people were, even though he was the number 6 pick, coming from a smaller school, and being able to just continue to work to establish a name. He's been super helpful.
How exciting has this journey been for you, and how much are you looking forward to tomorrow?
It's been really exciting, for me and the people close to me and my family to experience all this after watching it and being fans really for the past however many years since I can remember. It means a lot to me, and I don't think until obviously that moment comes tomorrow, I'm gonna fully feel how you're asking. But as of now, it's an exciting feeling, and it's just like hard work paid off.
What do you feel you bring to an organization both on and off the court?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is just that I can bring is maturity, if anything, and I think that's both complimentary on and off the court. An experienced player that's played Division I for 4 years and has really matured, came in as a younger, 18 years old, where my whole world is ahead of me, and the bright lights and things like that, getting used to that. But then growing up and just knowing how to handle yourself and becoming really a pro before becoming a pro with my time at Boise State.
I know I asked you kind of about the school, but with Leighton being first round, now you have you're going to be first round. What does it say about school that maybe doesn't get the recognition that it nationally that maybe it deserves? That you're going to have a first rounder in football and basketball.
Yeah, obviously that's pretty crazy. For me, though, it's like I want to give that credit to those guys that were even before me, even before Leighton, because those were the days that don't really get remembered. Now we're getting all the publicity about Boise State having this success, but really those were those guys that were, putting those hours in way before us, that maybe we couldn't quite recruit the talent and have those guys around us that, make us look so great. But so that's a shout out to them too. But anytime you get this experience and have this opportunity to have 2 first rounders in multiple sports and whatnot, I don't think very many schools anywhere can say that. So it's definitely something I hold important, valuable to me.
I know you always kind of had high expectations for yourself, but was there ever a time maybe during that sophomore year or something where it just wasn't going well? Would you ever think something like this, could be possible? Did you always kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel? Or?
Yeah, I feel like anyone that goes through something like this always has those periods where it doesn't look as great as you may think, and it's, maybe it's going to take a lot more than you expected. But, really my family and the people that I have around me just kept me grounded, and they've always believed in me. Even when I maybe didn't see it myself and didn't fully believe in myself, my family was right there and coaches Leon and Phil just encouraging me to continue to work, and that it will be a reality if you just stick with it. So it makes it a lot easier, but things don't always work as you have planned. There's going to be trial and tribulation. Just continue to work hard and stay focused.